Well, one of the, I think the monikers you got, sort of journalism shorthand, and correct me if you think this is wrong, is I think a lot of times when people would refer to you, it would be Tea Party star Alan West, or Tea Party candidate Alan West.
And what does that mean?
Right. I mean,
Absolutely.
would you put that in the basket of these are ways I've been characterized that are either inaccurate? I mean, is it fair to call you a Tea Party star?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, what does that mean?
Okay.
People throw it out there, and so that's why I went back and said, when you're talking about the Tea Party, you're talking about a constitutional conservative grassroots movement. And that's why I go and try to explain, because really when you think about it, most people want to believe that, you look at our founding fathers, you look at the Constitution, you look at the Federalist Papers, you look at the Declaration, everything was about establishing a government that was limited in scope. I mean, the Constitution is supposed to restrain the government. Taxation, I mean, that was one of the main reasons we went to war against England. Taxation is supposed to benefit you and the services that the government can provide, not take away from you and to create this onerous, massive government. And so it's those things that I try to understand, so that if people want to call me a Tea Party darling, Tea Party star, whatever.
You okay with that?
I'm okay with that, but I want people to understand what that means, because I think a lot of times people try to castigate that in a negative light.
Well, what is the, this is something you've sort of kept up on, what is sort of the current state of the Tea Party? I mean, we know that they kind of came to prominence, at least in the
2009, 2010, absolutely.
And every year we probably hear some sort of, probably from people at Politico, some sort of status report on where they are in terms of their influence. I know to speak about the Tea Party, it's a gross generalization, but in your eyes, generalize as much as you want. Where are they in the political scene?
I still believe it has an influential aspect as far as politics in the United States of America, because it is a grassroots movement. It is based upon our fundamental documents. And you know that it is influential because a lot of people are going after it, being people on the Republican side and the Democrat side. I think that what you saw with the IRS targeting scandal was it was a very important part of what happened in the midterm elections 2010. It was a key player. They did not want the Tea Party to be a key player in 2012, but I think you will see it also be a key player in 2014. So if anything, you're getting people interested in this thing called politics. You're getting people interested in this thing called policies. When people are sitting around watching C-SPAN and watching how people vote and going back and reading the legislation and understanding it, that's a good thing for our country. We should want that to happen.
You know that the Tea Party, fairly or not, sort of could get pigeonholed to some people as sort of, you go to a Tea Party rally, you find the 10 craziest signs, which you could do at any political
anything,
rally.
And they could be
but
be
plenty
plants.
of people certainly wanted to dismiss them as either
racist
or extreme or whatever. Did any of those criticisms hit their mark, or do you feel as if writ large the criticisms of the Tea Party were unfair?
I think that comes back to the Alinsky model of finding a target and polarizing it, because like you said, you can get people to come out. You can pay someone to come and wear the Confederate T-shirt and tell them to go be at a Tea Party rally. But when you think about why people are there, when you look at the speakers that are there, it is not about racism. It's not about extremism. It really is about the fundamental documents that establish this great nation. But the problem with the Tea Party is, and I've told them this, as long as they believe that they're stronger being decentralized, they're going to get attacked. They have to be able to come together, and they have to be able to have spokesmen and women that can go out there and articulate their message.
They get organized and professional.
Well, they are organized, but they're organized as many different, if I can put it in a military term, they're organized as many different companies out there. Sure. They need to come together and make a battalion, make a brigade, make a division, so that there can be a lot more strength and they can stand up a little bit better. Decentralization is fine. I mean, we don't want to see them lose that aspect. But when you have to go up against the behemoth that's Washington, D.C. and the Washington, D.C. media and how people can caricature you, you've got to have those key spokesmen and women.